Good morning. I was going to wait till everyone went quiet, but that wasn't happening. It's so good that everyone's having a great chat, meeting people, meeting new people. I've met a few new people. I've been picked up. Not picked up. Derek. I'm going to go back to my script now. Welcome to AMT's 2017 mini-conference in Canberra. Who's from Canberra? Yay. Fantastic. I didn't hear anything. Thank you to everyone for being here and not forgetting our virtual and yet very real webcast audience. Some of you who were at last year's 50th celebration at Luna Park, or again those who watched the webcast, may be saddened to know that Peter Berner is nowhere to be seen. I know I am, because there's some big shoes to fill. But by way of introduction, my name is Michelle. I'm a massage therapist, graduating class of 1998, and an AMT member since then. I've had a small business in Sydney's south for about 20 years, and currently I have the privilege of serving you on the AMT board as chairperson. You may or may not know that. If we haven't met, please come and introduce yourself at some point over the next 2 days, because I'd really love to hear about your experiences as a massage therapist. Firstly, just some housekeeping. Toilets, if you need to go. If you are staying here, you'll know where they are, but they're next to the lifts. If you aren't staying here and you've been to the rego desk, they're just before where the rego desk was, on to the left. We will be eating. Meals will be served just out here in the hallway. I believe lunch will be served out there, but that's to be confirmed. So we'll let you know when that's all happening. While you're having morning tea or lunch, we also have a room of exhibitors round in the ballroom just behind where you signed in at Rego. So please go and visit them. And they'll be here today and tomorrow. So usually now we'll get you to switch your phones to silent, but I actually want you to get them out, if that's okay. I'm sure it's more than okay. In particular, if you are a member of the AMT Facebook page. If you're not, bear with me. If you are a member of the AMT Facebook page, bring that up now. I've popped a little comment on there, and I thought we could just test our social media powers. And I'd love to get you to like what I've commented on. You don't have to like it. You can comment. You can like it. You can put emojis, whatever you would like. But let's see how many likes we can get before the end of the session. The Facebook page isn't just a place to hit like, of course. It's an amazing resource for us as therapists, often isolated by distance, as so many of us are, or just the fact that we work one-on-one with clients all day. In the last few months, we have collectively discussed issues such as high caps machines, notices of branch meetings and first aid courses, free first aid courses, how to get our police checks, what massage therapists desire from their work in terms of money and lifestyle, how we handle politics and other potentially volatile topics in our treatment rooms, the NDIS, when it is appropriate to give volunteer massage, and of course the lengthy saga of the AMT, NBN and phone line debacle, which nearly sent some people to an early grave. I've heard it said that Facebook kills face-to-face conversation, but as a tool for our group to stay connected and communicating, it's a fantastic place for massage therapist collaboration and conversation. On a regular basis, I see posts from therapists wanting to locate like-minded therapists for clients that are moving interstate. What a fantastic example of solidarity and faith in our fellow AMT members. If any of these topics interest you or you have a massage issue that has been keeping you up at night, make sure you join the AMT page to stay up to date with what's going on in our massage world. And talking all things techie, can I see a show of hands as to who has had the opportunity to read the new AMT blog? I was hoping for more. I reckon we can get more by the end of the weekend in particular. With it readily available linked by our social media pages and email, don't miss a moment of the action. Last week we were discussing the health fund excitement that was going on, and also discussions of what exactly are appropriate undergarments for massage sessions. The blog has been and will continue to be an excellent way to get your fix of meaty, relevant articles. And I'd like to say a huge thank you to the contributors who've given their time so far to write for our benefit. Oh, and now, because I led you astray before, don't forget to switch your phones to silent. Here's a bit of excitement. If you look under your chair, you might find a star, in which case you're a winner, and please come down the front. If you have a spare seat beside you, check. There might be one there. You have your choice because you're first here. It's a limited edition bottle of AMT 50th celebration wine. Yes? Congratulations. Please choose a bottle. And for those people, please keep your stars too, because you have also won an AMT T-shirt, which you can collect at the Rego desk.
Are they all the same? Bottles of wine?
You can switch between you if you don't like what you've got. Yes, make friends with those people. I'd like to take this moment to thank everyone involved in making this conference happen. Our head office team in particular, some of whom are at the back. Please go and say hello to them. They're very, very nice people. The AMT board members, the tech team up the back, and our Canberra volunteers too, who packed all of your bags for you. And of course, our reputable speakers, from whom we look forward to gleaning knowledge and skills from over the course of the conference. I'd like to ask a couple of people, not speakers, what they are hoping to get out of their breakout session. So if Annette, Corinne and Jessica could just pop up in their seats, I just wanted to get just one line, nice loud voice, about what you are looking forward to or expecting to get out of your seminar. Go, Corinne. Do you want? Can you hold the line? You've practiced it once, Corinne. It'll come out heaps better now.
I have a look at what's actually available and sort of look at what's my clients and what they actually need as well.
Fantastic. So you're doing lumbar?
The lumbar, yes, yep.
Fantastic. All right, great. Annette?
Hi everyone. This is my first conference as a delegate in about 5 years, so I'm really looking forward to doing a workshop. Sorry! So I'm doing what lies beneath. So this is revision for me. I've been a massage therapist for 23 years. You tend to get into the mode of just doing what you do. So this is for me to revise my palpation skills, my anatomical positions, and to actually think about what I'm actually doing, because we can get caught up with just doing what we do and not really thinking about it properly.
Great, thanks, Nat. I'm going to pause till Rebecca gets to Jessica now.
Hi everyone. Isn't this a wonderful conference we're going to have and learn a whole lot of heaps of things?
You're on. You're okay. Keep going.
Oh, okay. I'm interested in doing lymphatic drainage because I have a passion about lymphatic drainage, and I think it's one of the most important systems in the body, and I think it has a great bearing on people's health and well-being. So I'm really looking forward to any new research that might have come out in lymphatic drainage, and looking forward to being with my clients and passing that knowledge on. Okay?
Fantastic. Make sure you catch up with those people, or maybe even have a discussion over morning tea about what you're hoping to get out of your seminar. And then, excuse disturbance to that side, whatever that side is for you. And then maybe catch up tomorrow night and see if what your expectations were met by the speakers. As an unexpected bonus for you, I have some extra guests organised for this morning to help us wake up and get ready for our plenary speakers. In our most recent strategic planning meeting, the AMT board recognised the need within our membership and the industry at large of the need to bring back the care factor. The question was, has the industry found itself to be too influenced by what others in health or government circles demand of us, so that we have lost our roots in providing a therapy based in caring for others? We, of course, discussed how AMT can care for members, but this morning I wanted to get a more personal view on the subject. Please help me welcome Derek Zorzet, who many of you will know, being a Canberra fella and a long-time AMT event regular. Keep clapping.
Hi, Miss Michelle. I'm the one that picked her up this morning.
Literally.
It's what I do.
Okay, Derek, you have been in the massage business caring for people for a while now. What's your favourite aspect of the job?
Okay. I'm a people person. Most people who've met me know that I'm pretty extroverted. And
I thought you were just going to say pretty.
I'm pretty extroverted. Does that work? So I just love helping people. I'm a people person, and what I love doing is people that come into a clinic, treating them personally, but treating them physically. So when they leave the clinic, they're better off. So I think I've got one of the best jobs in the world. That's what I like doing.
Hear. I think we could have got a rousing cheer after that, but anyway.
Woo! Woo! USA!
Best job. Okay, so when you hear the word care, how would you describe care?
How would I describe? Okay, this is a very, very broad question, and I'm going to give a brief example right this very moment. Just really quickly, have a look around. The person to the left, right, in front and back. Do you know them? If you don't, this is care. Introduce yourself. Say hello. Just turn around. This will take 10 seconds.
Hi.
If you don't know them, introduce yourself. Okay, 3, 2, 1, stop. 3, 2, 1, stop. 3, 2, 1, basta.
They don't follow instructions.
That's care right there. When the client comes in with a particular problem, it's not just all bang, clinical. Caring for clients is actually being quite personal. I'll give you a fantastic example of something that happened to me. It's quite a tragic story, but in a funny way, a lot of people will relate. Had a client with cancer who was not doing too well, and I used to go to this person's house week in, week out to do some lymphatic work that we were talking about before, but also just helping with his quality of life. When I first met him, it was a client. I was getting paid X amount of dollars to do a job, and then I was there for an hour, and I left, got paid, off I went. Every single day when I went to this client's house, there were multiple cars out the side of his house because he had family, friends helping him with his cancer. It was right at the end. One day I went to his house and there were more cars than usual, nothing really unusual, but walked into the house as I normally did, set up my table, and there was murmuring in the room next to me. And I'm just sitting there waiting, going, oh, time is money, time is money. Anyway, the wife walked in and looked at me when I'd set up my table, and she goes, oh, Derek, I'm so sorry, David's not well. And so I'm just there going, oh, I travelled half an hour to get to this particular appointment. I was very peeved because it appeared that I wasn't going to treat David. And she said to me, I'm sorry, I'll still fix you up for this appointment. I said, yes, please do, because I've travelled. So while she's in the kitchen writing out the cheque for my appointment, I'm starting to listen to what's happening in the next room. And a gentleman said, if you could please put your hands on David and thank him for his time on this earth. And I've just gone, F. He's actually getting last rites from the priest. He died that night. She looked at me, she gave me the cheque, and I just looked at it and I ripped up the cheque. And I said, I can't take this. And off I went. She called me up the next day to say David had passed away overnight, and I went to the funeral. I'm now treating David's wife, David's children, and that's an example, I think, of care. It's above and beyond someone walking into a room, someone coming in with a particular problem, and it's time starts now, your time's finished, off you go. Not everybody can do that, and I'm not saying I'm good at that, but that's an example of caring.
It's a very beautiful example of caring. You want to say anything else?
The worst thing about that was when I was really upset. I told my brother about this story, and at the end of it, he's going, Derek, I can't believe you didn't take the cheque. He's something similar to that word, banker, did you say? I didn't say that. No, that was funny. Love you, bro.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Is that all you'd like me to say?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
thank you,
that's
Michelle.
great. That's great. Thank you to Derek. And if you have any other, just comments or stories or anything like that, please share, because I think we encourage each other when we hear what's going on, on a personal level in our clinics.
Thanks, Miss
Thank you.
Michelle.
Thanks to Derek, please. Now, I'd like to welcome Rebecca, Secretary of the AMT, to give us a time-restricted 2-minute update. Thank you. My opinion poll just went up.
I hope you've got the meter running.
I do.
Do you mind if I just borrow you here? So basically, I
No,
heard
I haven't
collective-
finished what I'm saying yet. So, I'd like Rebecca to give us a time-restricted 2-minute update on what happened last week in regard to natural therapies and health funds and what it means in particular for us as AMT massage therapists. And I say time-restricted because actually we could speak about this for a lot longer, couldn't we?
And also, I heard the collective panic around the room when I was introduced, so I don't want to push the friendship, but I do think you need a timer on me. I am going to just take a show of hands. Was everybody aware of the major announcement made by the Health Minister last week in relation to the rebate for natural therapies? Oh, excellent. Okay, you're all very clued in. So a pretty astonishing and fairly unexpected thing happened. The government basically made a decision that's been brewing for quite a long time, probably about 3 or 4 years, to remove any of the private health insurance rebates for almost all of the natural therapies that were being rebated through private health insurance. It was a massive thing. And so for about half of last Thursday, we weren't entirely sure, or Friday it was, we weren't entirely sure what the status of massage was, and I was desperately trying to kind of find official documentation to show whether massage was going to be retained. And to cut to the chase, because I've only got 2 minutes, miraculously, massage is going to remain in the private health insurance rebate scheme. So I think that probably, yeah. Now, I know that it's a double-edged sword because there were many therapies that were removed, and so our triumph in some ways is a fairly sorrowful moment for a whole lot of other therapies that ended up being removed. And so I kind of feel a little bit guilty about our gloating moment, but I just think that it's an opportunity for us to stop and consider why we were given that immense privilege. And it probably will partly pick up on a lot of threads that come out in today's plenary speeches and even what Derek just said. But I think one of the things that we really want to keep strongly pushing is that our own internal messaging is sometimes a bit awry, and we tend to look at ourselves and make comments to the effect that we're on the bottom of the healthcare hierarchy, that we're kind of like the lowest in the pecking order, we're the dog that gets kicked, kind of virtually. And I think we really need to be quite mindful about not doing that anymore and recognising picking up on what I spoke about at the conference last year, recognising that we have enormous numbers of clients who consult us, who value our services enormously. We are extremely well regarded. We're a lot better regarded than I think we tend to carry in our own internal narrative. And I think we need to be quite careful about correcting that narrative in our head all the time. If you hear yourself saying, I'm not important, I'm only a massage therapist, even inserting the word only. And I'm going to put up my hand and say that I used to say that all the time. I'm only a massage therapist. So we need to stop doing that, because I think whether we like it or not, the main reason we were retained was not necessarily because our evidence base is significantly stronger than some of the other therapies that went. It's slightly stronger. There's certainly a lot more articles written about massage and a lot more RCTs than a lot of the other therapies that were removed. The main reason is that the health funds, in spite of what we might think, could not afford to remove us. And that would have been a very strong campaign that the health funds ran with the government to keep us. So every time you see somebody on social media saying the health funds don't want us, bugger off. Not true. So you have to correct that every time you see it. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, when you see someone say on social media, the health fund don't want it, the health funds don't want us. Yes, they're buggers to deal with, but they absolutely want us, and they know if they lost it, they would really struggle to retain a huge number of the people who take out policies. So please be the private army to not only stand up proudly and say, I'm proud to be a massage therapist, but the private army that corrects the internet, because I'm done with correcting the internet. Thank you.
Who wants to know how long she spoke for? 3 minutes 50. It is good, it's great. So now we're going to practice again. And my second question is, if you could inspire us with any words of wisdom, what would they be? Massage therapist self-esteem. 2 minutes, go.
We do extraordinary work. We're there in people's last moments. We're there when people are struggling with stress, with things going on in their lives. We are a force for good in the universe. We listen, we engage, we care. We have an interaction in the healthcare spectrum that's quite unique. And just to really hammer this home, many of you might know of David Butler. He's a very well-known physiotherapist and a very prominent person in the world of pain science. And he actually said to a delegate at one of his workshops recently, who was the sole massage therapist, you guys are so lucky. So my parting words under 2 minutes are, we are so lucky.
She can do it. 50 seconds. Of me? Oh, what therapies were ditched? To use that.
Yeah.
It might be a sore point for some people.
Yeah, basically almost all of them except massage and I think myotherapy. I'm not entirely clear on that, but pretty much everything. So Bowen therapy, kinesiology, reflexology, there was a huge swag of things. So all of our other people who would kind of feel like they're under the camp of massage, they're all gone. Yeah. Sorry, I just realised that I'm not really probably standing in a very convenient place. So, yeah, the full list is somewhere on social media, but we can point you in the direction of it if you're interested. But there was about 18 or 19 therapies under review, and there's only, I think, 1 or 2 that were retained. So that's big. Yeah. Yeah, go to the blog. Thank you.
Needling.
Needling. Needling wasn't investigated as a distinct thing. I mean, this is where I could spend an hour explaining just why the process was fairly messed up, but I won't. Don't panic. Needling would probably have been under the umbrella of myotherapy. So, yeah.